about Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake. Lucasfilm's game PlayStation and Aspyr announced Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake at the PlayStation Showcase 2021. The first game shown off during the showcase, other than the teaser trailer shown above, it features a voiceover from what sounds like Bastila Shan and the reveal of Revan. No other details about the remake were announced. It does appear it will be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, as the trailer states, but it's also available on PC. Now, I find this particularly weird because I could have sworn Knights of the Old Republic started out exclusively on Xbox. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly, but that seems weird to me, and it really sucks. Aspyr Media is known for its Star Wars games. They recently launched Star Wars Republic Commando onto Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 earlier this year. Look, I have the old ones. I've played through them dozens of times. The first two games, not the massive multiplayer. And a remake would completely disregard the massive multiplayer. So why not just make a third entry? It seems much more logical to me. But I absolutely love Knights of the Old Republic. However, I'm not too excited because with remakes comes all kinds of changes and stuff. These characters are really iconic in Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2. Just changing voice actors alone could be really off-putting.
Conjecture? Why should I want to make anything up? Life is bad enough as it is without trying to invent more of it.
The one-liners they do, like, down you go, the stuff they yell, that could all be pretty off-putting. Just minor little changes could be really off-putting. So we have the original games to love, and honestly, I won't get upset by this if it sucks.
And I sure as hell don't need this. Look, let's just drop it and get back to what we were doing.
I'll just go back and play the original games. I have no problem with going back and playing those at any point in time. Dozens of times. I would prefer if there were a third game introduced. I bet this could be potentially exciting. However, there is the person they have as the writer that is potentially off-putting if she inserts her own personal worldviews into Star Wars, because she does come off pretty sexist, male-hating, and all that.
Are you ready to have a civil chat? Or is this going to be another childish tantrum?
Could still be great, even though the writer is crazy. As an artist, she might be good, but I don't know. All I know is that she's had some weird interviews, said a lot of weird stuff. Data Eraser over here has been collecting all kinds of stuff. So expectations are pretty low. If it doesn't amaze me, that's fine. I'll just go back and play the older games.
Sometimes you just need to hear a few words of encouragement.
It is important to note that they are marketing it as a remaster, but as a remake. That leads me to believe they will indeed be making changes. That's a little weird. Let me read a bit more of it over here. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake producer describes game as a complete remake. If they can really expand it and make it much larger than before and allow you to do all kinds of different interesting things. I'm not concerned about it really being woke. I mean, on the original game, you could play male or female, even though male Revan has been made canon. You could play male or female, any race. Let's see. Sid Schumann asked Treadwell, is this like a remaster of the original game? What's going on here? It's so much more. Sid said, this is a complete remake of this beloved Star Wars story. For Knights of the Old Republic Remake, we are rebuilding it from the ground up while maintaining that integrity from the original story. So Ryan, how much of a remake are we talking about here? Is this updating some graphics, adding higher resolution modes? You know, the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is a true classic and one of our favorite stories ever. We want to honor that original story and make it as impactful for the players today. In terms of the visuals, we have the opportunity to present this story with a much higher level of fidelity than was possible in the past, making sure that we are being authentic to what players loved about the original game, he added. Treadwell would go on to say that Aspyr did bring in some original people who worked on the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Expect them to have all the lightsaber combinations and force powers that they introduce on the second game. bring them to the first game, probably update it even more beyond those two. But if you could have some of the things from the second game on the first game, the influence system that was a bit more delicate, with the way you win influence over and lose other characters' influences, and made it so difficult to like win everybody over. And then they had all the different lightsaber combinations that were pretty awesome, all the little fixtures and stuff you had to do to make it. If they could add that to it, how much of a change are we talking about? Are more characters going to be added into the equation that can join your team? How much more elaborate are we going to get? In an interview with StarWars.com, he also reiterated, our big goals on this are to bring the story to a modern audience and have it be just as impactful today as it was for players when it was originally launched. Now, when they say modern audience, that could just mean the updated graphics and all that. The thing is, this is going to be a hard sell to live up to people's expectations, because there's so many things from the originals, from both games. They have all, like, this screams of HK-47. You better get those screams right, because when he dies in battle, nah! Like, there's so many things. You've got Jolie Bindo. I did it all for the Wookiees.
Did it all for the Wookiees. The Wookiees.
There's just so many great things in it, like the peaceful music that plays on Manon, or when you're talking to Rodian, I think it was on Tatooine, Rodian was threatening me in a conversation, and the peaceful music was playing in the background. It's just, some of these things just have a certain charm to them that you risk losing. We've been working really, really closely with Aspyr for a long time now to deconstruct what made KOTOR so great and bring that back to new audiences, because we want this game to be an incredible RPG. So Kellogg went on to hint that they will be changing character designs, dialogue, and more. We want this game to be just as beloved as it was before. Some of my favorite meetings to have in my week right now are to get into the nitty-gritty with Aspyr, talk about why did we make that choice in the original game, and how does that play today? How do we expand that choice and make it even more meaningful and impactful? About changing character designs. Why even bother remaking Knights of the Old Republic 1 if you're going to change character designs? What do you mean by changing character designs? Making characters look drastically different? Is that what you're gonna do? Because that won't go over too well. We think about literally every word of dialogue and other choices, down to the clothes that the character is wearing. It then reiterated they are deconstructing the game. We trust Aspyr. We trust the team that's working on it, and we're doing the work ourselves to dig in, deconstruct, and reconnect to why people love it, because we don't want to mess with that. We love it too, and so we want to do it right. We hope everybody feels we've done this game a service when it's all said and done. You don't want to mess with what people love about it, but you're talking about changing character designs and potentially other things that people do love about it. You don't want to change too much. Otherwise, you could have just made a completely different game. You could have made Knights of the Old Republic 3. There's all this stuff from the writer. The game sucks if she inserts her weird politics and, well, I'm pretty black-pilled on Star Wars at this point anyway. It won't hurt me any. But if she can stick the landing and really write something outside of her real-world beliefs, and the characters are all changed up, and then I will play the hell out of this game. But as of right now, we don't really know much. If this doesn't work out, if it's not good, if it's not solid, the only person or people that are going to be hurt by it are the ones making it, writing it. So it would be stupid of them to not tread carefully and to try to cater to the wrong audience. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Stay awesome. Rock on.
Empathy. The more time I spend with humans, the more I learn. It is your nature to destroy yourself.